let's get into this 4-1 road trip. Y'all just finished.
That was a good
Big
one.
win in OKC. I don't like to say which win was the best, but which win was like, ooh, we got this one.
Boston.
Absolutely.
And it has to be Boston because, we beat them in a championship on that floor. When you walk into these arenas that you won a championship at, you automatically go back to that vibe. Oh man, this place. Like, I feel good in this place. You know what I'm saying? And so going in that place, they're playing great, one loss. They got us coming in, and it's the setup is there.
Cracking.
You know what I'm saying? And we start the road trip off 2-0 and then headed into Boston. Everybody like, oh, they start the road trip off 2-0, but now the road trip get tough. And then we go in there and like we pretty much controlled that game the whole game. Like
the whole game.
And to go in there and do that, and obviously they're without JB, and KP. But you can only play who they put on the floor.
Yeah,
and so to go in and send that message, like we still here. And I'm gonna tell you, it's even a little more emphasis on it, and here's why. Last year we did the whole shooting thing with Jaylen Brown, and I felt like we kind of let the wrath off of them. Like I feel like we propelled them a bit when we did that. The confidence of that team after that just went through the roof, and so to then come back and go back in that place that we did that and lock up like we did and play the game we did.
Yep.
That made that one feel like it was the one, and then going into OKC.
That's the one to get. You know what I mean? It's like you looking at 5 games, you're like, damn, dude. That's that Boston game. If we can be 2-0 going into Boston, we got a chance. Right. And the way y'all came out, it was like, y'all just been focused, man. Y'all just been so focused. You know what I mean? Like the Boston game was great. There was a moment where, Kerr and Steph kind of got into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we starting to see, kind of like the nostalgia of, I wouldn't say I didn't care in the past, but it was like, it was so much other shit that now like the intensity is on the game. Talk about like that moment with Steph and Kerr and like how, when shit like that happened, like how do you guys, or for the fans, like talk about reacting, the reaction to that.
So for us, I always, like I pay attention to all that stuff. And so for us, when I saw it, I just go to Steph and reassure him like, yeah, we good. Like, fuck that. Like, let's move on. Like, just to make sure his head stay in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Because people respond to things differently. You know what I'm saying? And you never know what response you're going to get. And so I immediately go to him like, man, fuck that. We good. Like, let's keep it pushing. And now, again, and I always try to tell guys, when you are one of the top dogs on the team, the job goes far beyond just going out there and playing a good basketball game. As you know, there's so many more things that you have to deal with.
Yep.
When you're going through this stuff. And so I'm immediately watching that and I see it. And I'm watching Steph's reaction and how he responds to it. Because if he responds negatively, and when I say negatively, I don't mean arguing. I mean respond negatively, like his play. You know what I'm saying? His demeanor. If he responds negatively, I've already told myself, like, I need to go talk to coach and make sure coach understand the reaction. You know what I'm saying? To make sure coach understand, hey, Steph ain't respond great to you yelling at him like that.
Yeah.
Let's just keep an eye on that. So that's already my mindset. Because again, you have to keep an eye on all of these things. You have to know what make your guys tick and what makes and what makes them not. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I'm watching that like a hawk. In turn, I'm then watching the post-game press conferences. And Steph like, nah, I want to be coached like everybody else. That statement lines up with the way you continue to play after you and Steve had your moment. So cool. I wash my hands and I'm on to the next thing, but it's those types of things
Yep.
That when you're trying to compete at a high level, when you're trying to win championships, it's those types of things you can let slide by. And you look up later on down the road and you like,
And
man,
that was
where
a
did
problem.
where did we go wrong? And you don't pay attention to those types of moments. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
I pay attention to all of that little stuff because when you're trying to do something special, those little things add up.
It's the little things that matter.
You know what I'm saying? And so
Yep.
that moment was huge because what it also did was, and no one has a problem with that on this team, but again, when you see Steph Curry get cussed out like that, and he just like, man,
Yeah.
like, but no real reaction, just like, and then Steve come at you, you gotta shut the hell up.
For sure.
Like, you have no choice but to shut
For
the hell
sure.
up. And it sends a message to everyone. And more importantly, who else it sends a message to, which I think is even more important than sending a message to players.
Yep.
It sends a message to the rest of the coaches. Coach.
Yes.
Coach.
Yep. Get it up. Get your coaching
Coach.
up.
Like Stack, hey man, I'm telling you, man, Stackhouse to this.
Hey man, y'all got Stackhouse Stouts over there. He an offensive mastermind. Yeah. Hey bro, y'all got some dogs over there.
Hey, when what the additions that they've made this coaching staff, Stotts, like you said, he's an offensive mastermind, and it's his offense. As you know, I live on that defensive side of the ball, and what Stack has done with his defense.
Oh man, it's been crazy.
Hey, and what he has done with his defense make me say, that ain't Draymond's defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's Stack's defense, and I'm going to be a part of Stack's defense.
Yeah.
What he has done there, the point of emphasis he's put on that side of the floor, the mentality that he's made us have on that side of the floor, what he come every day locked in. And he like, oh, we watched the film. Da, da, da. Steph said something yesterday. He's like, oh, Stack, well, right there, I was thinking this, so I had to do this. Stack was like, oh, tell me. Next time, tell me that, because I definitely dinged your ass on them grades for that. I dinged you. Yeah. So next time, make sure you just share that with me, that's what you was thinking and that's what happened, because I for sure dinged your ass. And Steph was like, yeah, I saw it at this time on my sheet. Like,
I love that, dude.
But it's just a different accountability level. Like, man, I get them grades. We get a notification. We work on this app with our team, and we get these notification grades out, man. As soon as I get that notification, I need to see my grade. And last night, my grade was high as hell.
It had to be.
I think I need to go back and check the grades, but I'm almost certain it was the highest grade of any one of the
Come on. Hey, Stack, I need to get one of these grade sheets. Add me to the list, Stack. Put me on the text notification. I need to see that. It's so great to hear. I mean, you see the results, but when you buy in to a defensive philosophy and you got a coach that's back there engineering it, and then also you got a grade like that, we live on goals. You know what I mean? Like, we live on success. We are fighting and chasing perfection every time we come on that court. And so to have that accountability, that structure, but also that trust, right? Like you were saying with Steph and wanting to be coach and coaches wanting to coach, is really, it's that trust, right? It's being able to nip all the little things that could be deterrents, right? And know every time it's nipped or every time it's fixed and solved, it builds greater trust. You know what I mean?
For sure. 100%.
And that's why I like, on the defensive end, like, you guys are gritty, you smart, and you're not worried about if there is a misassignment, like who did something. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times, like, oh shit, I damn, I'm switched out on the wrong person. Y'all don't look at it like that. Everybody takes the challenge, everybody has support, and that's what you need. to really be
100%.
a winning team. Cause like the deflections, like y'all not tall, y'all not super athletic. You know what I mean? It's like the deflections, the over the back calls from boxing out, right? Just all the little things that the block shots, right? The steals, all those things measure up, right? And if those are held at high esteem, I remember it used to be deflections, or for me, like when I led the league in steals, my coach taught me how to do it. He said, just pick the dude up, like right before half court. Soon as they get to half court, jump their ass because they can't go back.
Yeah.
So I was getting all kind of turnovers and steals because as soon as somebody come across half court, first thing they do, they relax, get ready to call a play. And then I was on them. You know what I mean? And so like them little goals or like them little bitty things getting fixed, like that creates that trust. You know what I mean? Talk about y'all trust, when y'all out there.
I think the trust is coming from, the coaching staff is being willing to earn that trust. You know what I'm saying? They ain't walking in like, all right, we the coaches and y'all do X.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They walking in trying to earn that trust. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Stack. Again, I keep going back to Stack in the defense. Every time some start going wrong and we like, yo, we need to get out this cover. Stack like, this is what we doing. This is who we are. Do this. And so when you stand on something like that, everyone else has no choice but to believe and trust in it because you standing on it so tough. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think Stack's also doing a good job of like standing so tough on it initially, but now starting to be like, all right, cool, y'all seeing this change? Well, let's change this. Let's tweak this thing. You know what I'm saying? Whereas initially he like, nah, this is what we doing and just do it. And I actually like that mentality because what it showed is like, I believe in this. I think this is what's going to give us the best chance to win. So let's try to be great at this thing. Now we can start to make adjustments, right? You like 11 games into the season, you're starting to figure out and build an identity. You can start to adjust some things when you need to, when you see fit.
Totally.
But first, you have to build a base. And I think, the coaching staff has been willing to build that base. And in turn, when you see guys who've been through it, who know what it looks like, trusting in it and doing all of that, it creates for a different opportunity and for a different situation. And I feel like that's where we at right now.